I've had the privilege of working with ICPI members and staff to develop the video you're about to see. It was a challenge to capture many highlights, milestones, and accomplishments of not only ICPI, but reaching further back into history to the early beginnings of the industry here in North America. We wanted to do justice to the people who started the industry some 45 years ago and had a vision for where the industry could go, and also to the dynamic, driven individuals who are the core of ICPI today. So the video starts with where we are today as an industry and as ICPI, how we got here, and where we want to go in the future. Thank you to all those who helped make this possible.
So from the beginning, ICPI's mission has been to be the voice for the segmental concrete pavement industry. We now have over 1,200 members, we have an over $4 million budget, and we really have fulfilled that mission. ICPI is the relied upon voice for construction techniques, for technical guidance, for education. All those different pieces that we've pulled together have really enabled us to create an industry in the form in which it is today.
So Larry, you think way back on that paver path in 1980s to where we are today, you know, a group of categories of producers, contractors, associates. Tell us about where we started.
Wow, who would ever believe that journey? From the paver committee at the NCMA to moving into CPI, the formation of our first organization.
And we had a wonderful one for 2.5 years, CPI, the association with NCMA, and then we really started to feel our oats, and we wanted a little bit more autonomy. We had a lot of discussion, a lot of engagement with so many members, and it led us to the Segmental Concrete Systems Association. And that was back in October of 1993, I believe. We producers produced those products. Our contractors installed those products. Our associates supplied those products to those producers. We felt it was a perfect equation to go forward with.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that we had so many people in the room in October, like you say, Charles, and from there we reorganized once again under the Interlocking Concrete Pavement Institute at our meeting in February in Atlanta of 1994.
In 1998, ICPI came to Bostrom Corporation in a change of management of their association. And I was an account exec at Bostrom Corporation, and I was proposed as the executive director of ICPI. ICPI selected Bostrom to move on as their professional management association, and it was a great time for ICPI in that both the staff and members together were able to grow the association from that point forward.
It was a team effort. We fought like crazy to get orders and promote our individual companies at the conventions and trade shows and meetings. We all shared a drink together, so there was a lot of camaraderie there. But you know, one of the things that we can't discount is the importance of the pigment suppliers to the paver industry. And the other thing is the evolution of measurements of this product, because early on the guys were dispensing this stuff in 1-gallon pails, and within a few years we were getting a precise measurement on pigment. You know, right now there are a great number of people who know how to run this equipment, but there needs to be some young guys brought in as apprentices to sit at their knee and learn how to run this stuff, to take our industry into the future.
Years ago, when the industry first got started, there wasn't much market acceptance. Designers were skeptical, architects, engineers in particular were very skeptical. They didn't have much data to go on. They didn't have projects, they didn't have case studies, they didn't have design data, formulas, calculations, and so forth. And ICPI came along and filled that void. We created at first a lot of case studies, municipal case studies, commercial projects, and certainly residential. And then we did research and developed tools for landscape architects in particular, and especially civil engineers to use to give them the confidence in using interlocking concrete pavements and then later permeable interlocking concrete pavements.
The foundation's been the primary portal for major research initiatives. This allowed ICPI to enhance its relationships with academia as well as key research consultants, and had an initial target goal of $5 million, and within a decade was able to hit its endowment campaign. And as a result now, we've had just a number of grants and proposals that we've been able to fund, which have led to successful outcomes that have helped members to develop tools such as Permeable Design Pro software and the recent open graded aggregate validation full-scale testing of permeable pavement.
In our view, there's been a broad acceptance of using concrete unit pavers in municipal settings, both for residential, commercial, industrial, mixed-use projects. And what we found when we were using them at the Olympic Village, or when we proposed them with the city at the Olympic Village, was we had ICPI step in and help us with working with the engineering technicians at the City of Vancouver, providing long specifications, technical specs, installation specifications, and we also did long-range planning for durability. So we had to provide a 50 to 75-year lifespan for all the products we were using at the Olympic Village.
Today there's so many different colors, styles, textures, and shapes in which pavers, the way they're manufactured, the processes are better than they ever have been in this 25-year run that we've had. So pavers are really a really neat surface to want to use in not only driveways and patios, but even streets. We are competitive against asphalt and concrete. But stormwater is probably the largest pollution problem that we have in most cities and towns. We have too many hard surfaces. Things you hear about, more flooding. Well, permeable pavement can be that answer.
So when we originally started to talk about H&A or Hardscape North America, I think we viewed it as an opportunity to get many parties of the industry in the same place. I think a real catalyst for it, in addition, was that, as everybody knows, contractor members are an important part of ICPI, and as a producer, they're many of our important customers, and we wanted to reach out to non-members, contractor members, as a way to show them what we were doing as producers. And from that idea, started somewhat slow in terms of before the brand was developed, and today is one of the most important industry events that we do every year.
Over the years, ICPI has grown at an incredible rate. I was fortunate enough to actually be there when they first started 25 years ago. And what was amazing was to see all of the different types of producers, associates, contractors who normally compete actually see a common vision, actually see what ICPI could do for the market in general. It was absolutely astounding to see how they came together. Well, what's unique about ICPI is the camaraderie, the relationship building that's happened. It's like a family more than it is an association. I belong to many other associations, but none like this one. Very professional. The fact that they're focused, the fact that they don't lose their focus because they use Robert's rules to keep them in check. And I think that combination has made a very strong chemistry within the association that makes it work so well.
Back in the late 80s, the industry was still in its infancy in North America, but growing quite rapidly. Some participants in our industry south of the border had been approached by NCMA to start a division within the NCMA representing the paver industry. I was asked to join in some preliminary meetings in Washington representing Canada. So having one voice for the industry just seemed like the right thing to do. As a founding member, I can truly attest that Canadian memberships have participated fully since that time. The results speak for themselves. It's been a great association, and I think the growth has been remarkable. Our problems are similar, our technology is the same, our suppliers are the same, our rewards are similar, and our opportunities are often shared. So overall, it's a win-win in both countries.
The uniqueness of our membership is that we have producers, contractors, and associates all sitting at the table, at the board table, and also at our committee meetings. The impact of bringing these three parties together is that we have a unique strategy that drives our industry forward.
ICPI has great staff leadership, and the leadership that's on the board being very diverse from all parts of our industry, from the producer members to the associate members, contractors, international members that we have.
We've seen quite a bit of growth in the organization over the last few years, primarily driven by the contractor base, who sees quite a bit of value in the education programs and technical support that the industry association provides them.
I'm involved in many associations throughout Canada and the U.S., sit on many boards, and what I really like about the ICPI is the fact that it's member-driven. That's the strength of the association. The members are excited, they're compassionate about the industry, they are involved in the process right from the beginning to the end, and actually create the success or the failure, and we're in charge of our own destiny. An association speaking to specifiers, designers, and engineers is far more powerful than individual manufacturers or suppliers or contractors speaking. We're speaking with one voice as an industry to grow the industry as a whole.
So I think the focus going forward really is centered around developing our workforce. We've put a lot of resources into workforce development programs, into boot camp, into continuing education, into promoting concrete paving as a great career choice in the trades. And I think that is really critical to our mission in terms of growing the industry. The more contractor boots we put on the ground, the more we as producers are able to produce and get our pavement across North America.
Well, I mean, I think it'd be nice to see ICP and PICP kind of being more commonly accepted with state, provincial, and municipal offices, and something that would kind of allow us to expand the product into a larger market base.
Well, ICPI has really helped transform the industry in the past 25 years. In fact, they basically created the industry. But I would say that 25 years is still very young for an industry, and I would think that we're really just at the beginning. I think moving forward, we've gotten to a point now where I think we're very relevant. We've really broaden our awareness and the general market understanding of who we are and what our products and systems can do. But I think the next stage to really take it to en masse, really scale out that kind of building on that foundation we've built today, I think the future is really going to have to focus on education, really continuing to engage, recruiting newer, younger members, and really kind of giving them the tools that they need to really take it to the next level. I think that if we can engage and be relevant to the younger audience coming in, that they'll take whatever tools that they have and ideas that they have and really build upon it and really scale it, probably in creative ways that we've not seen yet today.
25 years. 25 years, and you know what? The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come.